Imagine having everything you've ever wanted, only to watch it slip away. What if the one you trusted most was the one who tore it all apart? This isn't just a fight for love. It's a battle for survival.
Once upon a time, in a peaceful neighborhood in Atlanta, Georgia, there lived a young, loving couple. Marcus, a strong and responsible man, and Selena, his beautiful and gentle wife, had spent 5 blissful years together. Although their love was deep and fulfilling, there was one thing missing. They longed for a child. Every day they prayed together, hoping that one day their little home would echo with the laughter of a child. They dreamed of the happiness a child could bring, a dream that seemed forever out of reach. They lived in a charming red brick house in a quiet neighborhood surrounded by lush greenery, blooming flowers, and the cheerful chirping of birds each morning. Marcus worked diligently at an auto repair shop, while Selena was an elementary school teacher at a nearby school. Their life was simple but filled with love and peace. Then, one day, after 5 years of waiting, Selena realized she was pregnant. Marcus was overwhelmed with joy, unable to believe the miracle. They held hands, tears of happiness streaming down their cheeks, feeling their hearts beat in unison with immense joy that words could not describe. They couldn't stop smiling, basking in the euphoric sense of hope that had been nurtured for so many years. Finally, the moment they had been waiting for arrived. After months of anticipation, Laya, their beloved daughter, was born amidst an unparalleled wave of happiness. Laya was not just a child, but a symbol of hope, a testament to the enduring love Marcus and Selena had shared throughout the years. She was the most precious gift life could offer, a tiny angel who brightened their world. Then, one day, after 5 years of waiting, Selena realized she was pregnant. Marcus was overwhelmed with joy, unable to believe the miracle. They held hands, tears of happiness streaming down their cheeks, feeling their hearts beat in unison with immense joy that words could not describe. They couldn't stop smiling, basking in the euphoric sense of hope that had been nurtured for so many years. Finally, the moment they had been waiting for arrived. After months of anticipation, Laya, their beloved daughter, was born amidst an unparalleled wave of happiness. Laya was not just a child, but a symbol of hope, a testament to the enduring love Marcus and Selena had shared throughout the years. She was the most precious gift life could offer, a tiny angel who brightened their world. Whenever Laya stepped outside, people stopped to admire her, showering her with compliments. She was the shining star of the neighborhood, her innocence and purity making everything around her seem brighter. Everyone in the community couldn't stop talking about Laya, the little girl with a radiant smile and boundless kindness. Marcus and Selena couldn't have been happier. They felt as though all the best things in life had come to them through the presence of their little daughter. To the community, Laya was a symbol of a loving family, a model of happiness and hope. Her story warmed everyone's hearts, as though she was a sign of the good that life could bring. And so, not only within Marcus and Selena's family, but throughout the entire neighborhood, Laya became a beacon of light, a testament to love and perseverance. Everyone felt that no matter how many challenges life presented, love and hope would always guide people through. She was a living reminder of the miracles we can find in life, a turning point that brought hope to all who knew how to love and believed in the good things that lay ahead. Laya grew up in an environment filled with the love and care of Marcus and Selena. Surrounded by the admiration and affection of the community, she became not only the pride of her family but also of the entire neighborhood. Her boundless joy and pure laughter brought warmth to everyone who saw her. However, as Laya entered her teenage years, a significant change came to the family. The seemingly perfect love story between Marcus and Selena faced its greatest challenge yet. Despite his deep love for his wife, Marcus became entangled in increasing familial pressures. His family insisted that he must have a son to carry on the family lineage, and when that desire remained unfulfilled, they began urging him to take a second wife. This was not just a family issue, but a lesson about the societal and familial pressures many people experience. Marcus found himself grappling with a profound internal struggle. At first, he resolutely refused, reaffirming his unwavering love and commitment to Selena. They had overcome so many challenges together, and she was the only one he ever needed. But as the pressure from his family grew, it pushed him into a situation he couldn't easily escape. For years, Marcus's family had placed their hopes on a male heir to uphold the family legacy. He began to feel the weight of their expectations, compounded by veiled threats and discussions about preserving traditions and family values. Torn by these expectations, Marcus reached a breaking point and decided to act. No longer viewing life solely through the lens of love and his small family, he set out to fulfill his family's demands. Marcus traveled to Houston, Texas, a bustling, vibrant city, in search of a second wife, a solution to appease his family. The city's busy streets, towering skyscrapers, and hurried people made him feel strangely lonely, as though embarking on a journey with no clear destination. It was there that he met Raven, a beautiful, confident, and captivating woman with sharp eyes that seemed to pierce through every secret. She wasn't just stunning, but exuded an independence and strength that commanded attention. From their very first meeting, Raven made a strong impression on Marcus. She was the type of woman who turned heads wherever she went, and when she entered Marcus's life, no one could have predicted the secrets lurking behind her flawless beauty and charm. Raven quickly became a part of Marcus's family, and soon a shift in the household atmosphere became noticeable. Behind her smiles and captivating presence, Raven wasn't the perfect woman everyone believed her to be. While she brought a new vitality to Marcus's family, she also harbored dark intentions. No one could see that she was quietly working to upset the balance in the family and claim the position she believed she deserved. Everyone adored Raven, and Marcus found himself increasingly drawn to her confidence, irresistible allure, and sweet words. Selena, despite her unwavering love and care for her family, began to sense a change in Marcus's behavior, though she couldn't fully understand the cause. Tensions started to build. Selena couldn't ignore the growing distance between her and Marcus, while Raven continuously found ways to pull him into her schemes and promises of an enticing future. She painted a picture of possibilities with her sweet words and captivating gaze. Marcus, caught in the middle, was unsure where he stood in this dynamic, but couldn't deny Raven's pull on him. A storm was brewing in their lives, with changes unfolding in unpredictable ways. Would Marcus hold on to his love for Selena? How far would Raven go in her plans? As his family teetered on the brink of collapse, these questions loomed large, awaiting answers in the midst of fierce and unexpected battles that no one could have foreseen. Everything began to change when Raven discovered she was pregnant. Filled with longing and hope, she finally got what she had been wishing for. But her joy was cruelly shattered. She gave birth to a daughter, not the son she had expected to be the heir to the family legacy. The one who would bring her the prestige and power she dreamed of. A sense of failure and bitterness overwhelmed Raven as she realized she had once again fallen short of her ultimate goal. This fueled an ever-growing anger within her. Raven could not accept the fact that she had another daughter. She felt she had not only failed in the eyes of Marcus's family, but also faced imperfection in achieving her own desires. Her fury flared up like a raging fire, consuming whatever remnants of goodwill she had left. She felt betrayed, not only by life but also by herself. She looked at her newborn daughter with disdain, longing for the son she could never have. From the day her daughter was born, Raven's behavior became increasingly unpleasant. She grew cold and rude towards Selena and Laya, no longer masking her disdain and jealousy. She constantly felt undervalued. And every time Selena smiled beside Marcus, it felt like a knife to her heart. Raven couldn't bear the sight of Selena and Marcus's happy family, and her bitterness deepened as she witnessed the love they shared. The love between Marcus and Selena, once seemingly unshakable, now stood at an unforeseen crossroads. Marcus, after countless attempts to deceive himself, began to feel regret over his decision. He couldn't escape the realization that marrying Raven had been a grave mistake. In moments of darkness, he understood that Raven had not only fractured his relationship with Selena, but was also destroying everything he had built. Marcus felt the weight of the hurt he had caused to those he loved most. He began to question himself. Did I truly love Raven? Or was I simply pressured and deceived by her charm? His life now felt like a nightmare, as he found himself torn between two paths. On one side, Selena, loving and resilient. On the other, Raven, cunning and self-absorbed. In a moment of despair, overwhelmed by feelings of loss and remorse, Marcus decided to visit Selena. He could no longer bear the pain of losing her and yearned to make amends. He knew he had deeply hurt Selena and needed to confess his mistakes to find peace in his heart. Standing before Selena, his eyes filled with sincerity and regret, Marcus poured out an apology from the depths of his soul. Selena, I was wrong. I should never have allowed myself to succumb to those pressures. I let Raven destroy our love, and now it feels like I've lost everything. I'm so sorry, Selena. I can't live without you. Selena, looking into Marcus's eyes, felt the honesty in every word he spoke. Her emotions surged, but deep down she knew that despite all the pain, their love remained intact. With a heart full of forgiveness and immense love, Selena forgave Marcus. She understood that love is not always perfect, and that sometimes people must endure painful trials to realize the value of what they have. Selena not only forgave Marcus but also accepted that they could start anew, as long as they were willing to move beyond the shadows of the past. Marcus and Selena decided to rebuild their lives together. They would not let the mistakes of the past dictate the happiness of their future. They vowed to restore their family, heal their wounds, and face all challenges ahead. Their love, now stronger than ever, burned brightly, like a fire reignited after a storm. Selena believed that as long as they had each other, there was nothing they couldn't overcome. From the moment Raven stepped into Marcus's home, the family atmosphere shifted dramatically, becoming tense and uneasy. She entered with an alluring beauty, but her sharp gaze and haughty demeanor made the household feel stifled. Despite Marcus's efforts to maintain harmony, he couldn't deny the stark change in the air. While Selena and Laya, the inseparable mother-daughter duo, continued their bond of love and warmth, Raven made no effort to be friendly. She didn't extend a genuine greeting, but instead radiated jealousy and a determination to assert her place in the family. Raven quickly realized that to achieve her goals, she needed to remove Selena and Laya from the picture. Her ambition wasn't just to win Marcus's affection, but to take control of the entire family, becoming the only woman in his heart. Her objective was clear and calculated. If she could make Selena feel insignificant and Laya feel threatened, she could claim the central position she so desired. Raven began treating Selena and Laya with coldness, ignoring their presence and even displaying hostility when given the chance. Each time she saw Selena's radiant smile beside Marcus, a wave of jealousy consumed her. Laya, with her innocent smile and pure heart, was another obstacle Raven felt she had to overcome. One of the biggest barriers to her plans of taking over everything. Tensions escalated as Raven quietly began devising ways to undermine Marcus and Selena's love. Raven believed she could make Marcus feel that she, not Selena, was the wife he deserved. She worked on building a closer relationship with Marcus, listening intently, offering sweet words, and creating an illusion that she was the ideal partner he had been missing. However, her cunning intentions lurked just beneath the surface of her flawless facade. One day, when Selena had to travel to California for work, Raven saw her golden opportunity to execute her plan. With no one standing in her way, she resolved to make Marcus see that she was the perfect wife for him, not Selena. She invited him to dinner, orchestrated intimate moments, and worked to make him feel he needed her. Meanwhile, Marcus, unaware of Raven's manipulative tactics, began to feel overwhelmed by the growing tensions at home and the unspoken questions about the rift in his relationship with Selena. Selena, though sensing the changes in the family dynamic, held on to her faith in Marcus. She listened to his words and observed his shifting behavior, but her loving heart refused to give in to suspicion. She believed their love was strong enough to overcome any challenges, yet the growing sense of distance in the family left her restless, and she spent sleepless nights wondering if things could ever return to the way they were. The love between Marcus and Selena was no longer as simple as it once was. Everything began to shift in ways neither had anticipated. Raven, with her sweet demeanor and captivating words, slowly invaded Marcus's heart, leaving him confused about his feelings. Exhausted and stressed, Marcus found himself questioning the depth of his love for Selena. Raven skillfully awakened emotions in him he had never experienced during his time with Selena. Meanwhile, Selena began to sense that something was deeply wrong. The growing gap between her and Marcus became undeniable, but she couldn't pinpoint what was happening. Could she hold on to Marcus, or would Raven succeed in stealing her place in his heart? Raven's ambitions extended beyond overthrowing Selena. She wanted to erase all the memories Marcus had shared with his wife. She had initiated a high-stakes game, and now it had become a relentless battle where only one person could emerge victorious. The biggest question remained: who would Marcus choose in this fight for his heart? Laya had grown into a stunningly intelligent and beautiful young woman, but what truly set her apart was her kind heart. Despite the passage of time, she remained steadfast in the values her parents had instilled in her. She was not only beautiful on the outside, but radiated an inner glow through her acts of kindness and her willingness to help others. Her warm smile and compassion made people feel close to her and drawn to her from the very first encounter. Lila's charms soon caught the attention of not only her neighborhood, but also people from faraway cities. She became a symbol of grace and benevolence, a beacon of light in the dark for those seeking an example of nobility and compassion. Admired not just for her looks, but for the love and kindness she shared with those around her, she quickly became the pride of her community. One day, while walking down a bustling street in Miami, Florida, Laya happened upon a group of elderly people dressed in elegant attire, their faces adorned with gentle smiles and respectful gazes. One of them approached her and introduced themselves as envoys from the prince of a powerful kingdom. They explained that she, Lila, had been chosen as the perfect match for their prince. The words struck her like a bolt of lightning, leaving her in stunned disbelief. Overwhelmed with joy, Lila felt a profound sense of happiness. For the first time in her life, she realized she wasn't just an ordinary girl from a small neighborhood, but could become part of a magical story in a distant kingdom. This incredible opportunity filled her with new hope, not just for herself, but also for her family and everyone who cherished her. The prospect of becoming the prince's bride brought a surge of excitement as she envisioned a future where she could make a difference. When Laya returned home to share the news with Marcus and Selena, her family couldn't contain their joy. They felt immense pride that Laya had been given such an extraordinary opportunity to showcase her beauty, talent, and kind heart to the wider world. They offered her their blessings and harbored high hopes for the bright future that awaited her. However, not everyone in the family shared Lila's excitement. Raven, Marcus's second wife, couldn't hide her true feelings. Though she outwardly pretended to be happy for Laya, deep down jealousy and anger consumed her. Raven couldn't stand Lila's success and beauty, especially when she thought about the possibility of Laya becoming a princess, something Raven had always dreamed of but could never achieve. Raven began plotting to ruin Lila's chances. She schemed in secret, looking for ways to sabotage everything Laya was working toward. Raven recognized that Laya was not only outwardly beautiful, but also had a kind heart and a bright future ahead of her. This realization made Raven's envy burn even stronger. She couldn't bear to see Laya succeed and win the admiration of so many people. Her jealousy turned into a driving force that blinded her to reason. Driven by envy, Raven started laying traps to obstruct Lila's path, not because she hated her, but because her jealousy clouded all her judgment. Raven wanted to destroy Lila's opportunity, to force her to step back from the destiny she rightfully deserved. Raven believed that if she didn't act, Lila would always outshine her, not just because of her beauty, but also because of the goodness in her heart, something Raven could never attain. Neither Marcus nor Selena suspected Raven's dark intentions, yet within Raven burned an unwavering determination to stop Lila. She resolved to do whatever it took to ensure Lila wouldn't become a princess or step into a world of perfection beyond Raven's reach. Unaware of the dark schemes Raven was weaving, Lila continued to live in hope, dreaming of a bright future. She had no idea that the situation was shifting and that an even greater challenge awaited her. As Raven continued to manipulate and plan, events seemed to follow an irreversible course. The question loomed: what would Lila do when faced with these trials? Would she stand firm, or would she be swept away by Raven's storm of jealousy and deceit? The coming days promised an unrelenting battle, and its outcome would shape the futures of everyone involved. Raven, consumed by jealousy and rage, couldn't bear that Lila had captured all the attention and affection of those around her, especially the prince. In a fit of fury, she devised a dark scheme to remove Lila from her life entirely, replacing her in the prince's heart and claiming the position she had always craved. Her plan was to transform Lila into a fish, a form from which she could never return to her human self, leaving her trapped in the underwater world forever. Raven believed that if she could eliminate Lila, the prince would no longer be captivated by the gentle girl and would instead turn his gaze toward her as his only option. With cunning and precision, Raven used dark magic to carry out her plan. Just as Lila was preparing for a grand palace ball, where she would meet the prince again, Raven struck. Catching Lila off guard, she cast an ancient spell she had studied for years. A surge of powerful magic enveloped Lila, and in an instant, she was transformed into a strange fish, unable to return to her human form. Though terrified, Lila refused to give in. A fierce determination burned within her. She wouldn't let Raven steal her destiny so easily. With all her strength, she fought against the magical trap that held her. Even as a fish, she refused to succumb to despair, swimming through dark waters in search of any chance to break free. Meanwhile, back at the palace, the prince and everyone in the court began to sense that something was amiss. When Lila's disappearance was discovered, the prince was devastated. He couldn't fathom what had happened. Panic spread throughout the castle as they realized Lila had vanished without a trace. For days, the prince couldn't sleep or eat, consumed by worry for the girl he loved. Then an unexpected revelation came to light. A loyal servant in the palace, who had witnessed Raven casting the spell that turned Lila into a fish, decided to reveal the truth. He recounted everything he had seen, exposing Raven's deceit and treachery. The prince and the court were horrified by the tale. No one could have imagined that someone they trusted could commit such a cruel act out of jealousy and ambition. Raven was immediately arrested and faced severe punishment. She was imprisoned in a dark dungeon where she would never have the chance to harm anyone again. The prince, upon learning the truth, was filled with regret for not recognizing Raven's wickedness earlier. Bitterness and sorrow weighed heavily on his heart as he realized he had been deceived by her false charm. But the story didn't end there. Through her resilience and strength, Lila was restored to her human form by a miraculous ritual performed by a kind sorceress in the kingdom. She returned as radiant and majestic as ever, filled with freedom and hope. The prince rushed to her side, dispelling all doubts and comforting her with the boundless love he felt for her. Lila was no longer a fish, but a beautiful young woman, a symbol of perseverance and goodness. Lila wasn't just the victor of this battle, she became a beacon of inspiration. Her story spread throughout the kingdom and beyond, teaching countless people the power of unwavering determination. She proved that no matter how great the challenges, faith and courage could help overcome anything, and in the end, love would triumph over all evil. In the end, Lila married the prince, and they lived happily ever after. The kingdom celebrated the union of kindness and resilience. People across the land praised her, honoring her as a true hero who had not only faced immense trials but also delivered a powerful message of sacrifice, love, and compassion. Lila's story concludes with a profound message about love, hope, and perseverance. She stands as a living testament to the power of believing in oneself, a belief that remains steadfast no matter the circumstances. Despite facing the harshest challenges, Lila not only overcame them, but also illuminated a fierce determination that inspires us all to reflect and ask ourselves, am I strong enough to face my challenges? Lila refused to let circumstances or betrayal defeat her. She overcame obstacles that seemed insurmountable and proved that with hope, love, and an unyielding heart, we can always find a way forward. Her love wasn't just for others, it was also for herself, a love rooted in authenticity and the courage to take control of her own destiny. Lila is the epitome of perseverance. She didn't give up or surrender when life handed her immense trials. Even after being transformed into a fish, she stood firm and refused to be defeated. Her victory wasn't a mere coincidence, but the result of unwavering faith in her own abilities. This story inspires us all. No matter how harsh life may be, if we persist and hold onto our belief, the future holds endless possibilities. Perhaps Lila's story is teaching us an invaluable lesson. Never let hardships overshadow your dreams and faith. Always hold on to your belief in yourself, because when you do, you will discover the strength to overcome any challenge. Without a doubt, this story will touch the hearts of millions. It will resonate deeply with those navigating tough times in their lives, providing a beacon of hope to keep moving forward. If you are part of the African American community, share this story with your friends, family, and loved ones in the United States, so they too can experience the transformative power of love and hope. And most importantly, never forget to preserve our African heritage. Each story is an integral piece of our cultural legacy, a source of inner strength for all of us. Make sure to follow our channel to enjoy more amazing stories and never miss out on the best content.